Hello everyone, my name's Leilu, and I'm come back with new challenge, DataDevQuest challenge, 2025-09 in September last month. Um, the challenge for this month is about embedding API. So we work with embedding Tableau Dashboard on the web page or the application. Okay, I already published the solution on my GitHub, so you can access this link. From here, I have the folder for beginner solution and intermediate solution. And I also explain in details what is the challenge about and the solution. I also explain in the README file in on GitHub. Before going to the challenge, I say thank you to Kai. He's created this challenge. As usual, we have two challenge for each data dev quest challenge for beginner and intermediate. Let's go with the beginner challenge. So in the beginner challenge, Kyle also already give us the template for the HTML and also the CSS file. And he also used the Bootstrap um in here for CSS and also the navigation bar. So in this challenge, we need to edit the HTML and also add the strip um, to hide the loading spinner and also show the message that the dashboard is ready to load it on the web page or the application. Um, Kai also prepare some CSS with the class of this class. Okay, so the challenge is we want to write a function for the first interactive event in JavaScript. And when the event is detected, we need to hide the spinner. Uh, so I can show. So in Visual Studio Code, if I right click on index.html and then choose open with live server, then you will see the page is loading. And then after the page loading, it will show Tableau is ready on the top bar here. I can show you again. So Tableau contents is loading, and then it will show the message Tableau contents ready, and then it automatically hide it after a few seconds. So how to um, do that in HTML and JavaScript? So this is the code that Kai gave us from the DataDevQuest challenge. What I did that is I add first I add the Tableau dashboard here. So you will see I put that in the tag Tableau Viz with the ID is Tableau Viz. The source that is the link of the Tableau dashboard on the Tableau Public. I can also edit the width, height, and the toolbar. So I put the top toolbar in the top. So you will see here, this is the toolbar. Okay, after I embedded the Tableau dashboard in this tag, I want to hide the loading spinner. At the beginning, you see there's a circle with the loading spinner. So I want to hide it. If you scroll up, you will see Kyle also prepare for us div with the loading spinner, um, with the raw status here, and there's some formatting with some properties in the class. So you see loading, and Tableau contains is loading. That is the text that we see at the beginning when we just open the live browser. And from here, I add another div. It's called success message ID, and I also use the the class for text ready, sender, and then loading hidden. Um, you will see the loading hidden in the styles of CSS. So loading hidden is mean it didn't display nothing. So you see display that is none. So in this case, it will load the loading spinner first. As you see, there's no loading hidden in the class here. It's only loading spinner that I add here. Um, so what we would like to do that is hide the loading spinner and then remove the loading hidden and then show this success message. That's what I do in the app JavaScript that I put in here. So in the apps dot JavaScript, I create three variables for Tableau Viz, loading spinner, and the success message ID. Arrive function is called on first interactive, and then it this line will output in the console when you open the browsers, and then you inspect the page. It will show in the console log that Tableau Dashboard is ready. And then you see the loading spinner. That is from this variable get from loading spinner ID. So in this case, I will add the loading hidden class. The loading hidden that I show in the style.css, that means display none. So it means hide the message. And then for the success message at the beginning in index.html, here I have loading hidden. But now after I hide the loading spinner, I need to remove this loading hidden in a success message. It means it will show the success message on the screen. And then edit with the opacity is 1. So and then show the success message. Um, After showing the success message, I don't want it always show on the screen. So I will set the timeout for the success message by adding the load hidden to hide the success message again and in 2 seconds. So after it's load the success message on the screen, it will hide the success message after 2 seconds, and then set the opacity to 0 to hide it. After I declare this function, I need to call the add event listener to perform this action. Um, so it will get the first interactive and calling the function on the first interactive. After that, when you right click on the index HTML and then open with live server, it will show the dashboard and then show the success message. Okay, yeah, that is all for the beginner challenge. Let's move to the intermediate challenge. You look at the short video. So when cars selected the state, it show the list in here, and then when he click on the X to remove the state, it uh, will update the list on the detail panes. And then when I click on clear on the selection button, it will also remove all the state on the list here. You see, yeah, it's come back. It's like the reset all button on Tableau Dashboard. Okay, so how do we do that? Kai already gave us the template for the navigation bar here. So it's the same as the beginner. But in this challenge, we have the off canvas sliding for the detail panes. That's from the Bootstrap. And this is for Tableau Viz container. So this is the place that we put the Tableau dashboard here by embedding the same way that we did in the beginner challenge, Bootstrap, but no, and Tableau embedding API. So here we were at the first interactive listener that we did in the beginner challenge. Uh, that I did in apps.javascript, but here we can put that here. Um, and another event for listener for the mark selection chains. If you see when we select multiple states on the map, we need to handle those action and then put in here. We call the active sheet action for the name of the dashboard. That is overview. So from this dashboard, we need to find the worksheet. With the worksheet name, it's called sales map, and store it back to the worksheet variable. So the selected worksheet, that is worksheet from here. So we need to store in the selected worksheet because we will pass into a function later. And this is the CSS file. And I also gave us the JavaScript file. So we have multiple empty array for selected mark column data, formatted data, high spinner function, format data that we will get the value uh, in the field name. High details pane, it will get the off canvas and then remove show. It means we will hide the detail panes. Show and hide detail panes. So if the list there's no values or no state on the list, it means the length equals 0. So we need to remove show. It means it will hide the detail panes. Otherwise, we need to add show. That's show the pane. Clear selected marks. So we pass the worksheet into this function. Then um, uh, assign the empty list into selected mark data columns and also format data, and then show and hide details panes. So in this case, if there's no values in the array, this means the length equals 0. The length equals 0, so it will remove show. It means we hide the detail panes. For the format raw pitch ratio, we pass in the ratio here, and then it will check um, if the ratio equal null or undefined, return an A. Otherwise, it will return the ratio multiplied by 100 and then get two decimal places with the percentage. Build state DOM list. In this case, we pass the worksheet into this function. It will get the state list from the ID state list in the HTML5. And then there's some format for this for each row with the state and then the raw fish ratio. So if you see the raw fish ratio in the green text, it means it's greater than 0. If it's less than 0, that is in the orange text. And this is the for the icon. So you see a ratio icon for the remove icon. That is the X button next to the state. Uh, so it's called remove from the selection. So you see here that's clickable X in the white button. Um, and this action will help us to, when we click on the remove icon, it will remove the state from the list. So it will filter the state list. And then if no marks are selected, it will show no state selected. And then we have a function for filter state list here, and the select state mark that we need to change in here. So I will jump into the intermediate solution. Okay, so in the intermediate solution, I do the same thing. So from the HTML from the navigation bar, I add the success message the same way that I did in the beginner challenge. Tableau contents ready. Uh, Below, um, I also added in the alert that from here I will show the selection message ID, and then it will show how many marks that I selected. Okay, I will. So this is the intermediate challenge. I would open with the live server so you will see it. So Tableau contains loading. Tableau contains ready. Okay, when it's ready, it's load the dashboard. And then when I select multiple states, it will show the list of state in here, which the orange color for the raw fish ratio. That is uh, less the raw fish ratio is less than zero, and green that is greater than zero. And then if I click on the X button next to the state here, it will remove that state. You see there are many states here because there are many zip code in the state. So when I select multiple marks, it's also at multiple state with the other zip code here. So if I remove any state here, it will also update the total number of marks here. And then when I click on clear all selection, it will remove on the state, and then it will reset original dashboard. Okay, how to do it in HTML and JavaScript. So from the top, I keep the same one in uh, beginner challenge. So I add the success message here inside the div tag, and inside the off canvas slide in, you see there's a alert box. In the blue box, I add another paragraph for the selection message. So it will show how many total marks that I selected in here. Scroll down a little bit. This is the place where I put the Tableau dashboard from the Tableau Public here. And scroll down, you will see um, that I write this JavaScript code here. So global variables that I declare here is include the Tableau vis. So I call it vis. Loading spinner, success message, same as I did in the beginner challenge. But here I add another one for selection method. This will handle the total number of marks. Same as the beginner challenge, I set the opacity equals zero. Um, for the on first interactive function called Tableau Dashboard is loaded, and then hide the loading spinner, remove the loading hidden from the success message. It means show the success message, change the opacity to 1, set timeout so to hide the success message again in 2 seconds. Um, get the name of the dashboard is from overview, and then from here I get the worksheet from sales map, and then store the worksheet in the global one with the window selected worksheet. Here I also call another event listener for on selection change. It will handle when we select multiple marks on the map. After I wrote this function, I will call the event listener for the on first interactive. This is the define declare. This is how I declare the function on selection change by passing the event. So it will get the marks from get marks as seen, and then it will check if the data in the mark or there's no data in the marks, or the total number of marks is 0. It means we haven't selected anything, so no marks selected, and then high detailed panes. So in this case, it check there's no marks selected, so it won't show the detail panes. After that, I store on the state from after selected marks into selected marks column and selected marks data that you see in the JavaScript function funcs.javascript, and then format the data to add each selected mark to the state array, and then another variable to count how many selected marks from the selected marks data over here. And this is for the selection measures. It will show how many total marks, and then it will show it in a selection message that I declare above in HTML. And if there's a selection message, it means we selected the marks. It will show the text you selected how many total marks. That's from here. And we will also handle the plural. So if the total marks is greater than 1, it will add S after marks. If not, it won't add anything. And then after that, it's called build state DOM list. By passing the selected worksheet into this function, it will show on the state on the detail panes with the icon arrow up, arrow down, and the X button next to it. And then it will also show or hide the detail panes. So if the mark is still on the list on the detail pane, it will keep showing the detail panes. But if no marks or no state on the detail pane, it will hide the detail panes. And then here I call the function dot JavaScript. So in the function.javascript, I add 2 functions. One function is called update selection message. So this function, it will help to update the total marks on the list. So if you see when I remove any state from the list on the detail panes, it's also update the total marks. That is thanks to this function. And in the select state mark, it passed the worksheet and the state. Uh, so this one will help to filter the states in formatted data and then pass it back to formatted data. And so after filtered, um, and then it will show the on the state by calling the build state DOM list here. And then it will also update the selection message from here to update how many marks that we selected, and then show or hide the detail panes. And this one, it will help to update the list. So when you click to remove the state on the detail panes, it will have you, this one will have to replace and update the list on the detail panes. And that is what we see in here. So when you select it, when you select multiple state, is shown here. Yeah. So it will update the total marks here. So for example, from here, I see there are 3 zip code for Delaware. So if I remove Delaware state, so from 11, now it's only 8 marks in here. And if I click on selection, there's no state on the list, it will come back. This is the solution for the beginner and intermediate challenge for DataDevQuest 2025 in September. Thank you for listening, and if you have any feedback, feel free to put a comment on YouTube or LinkedIn. And thank you for watching, and hope to see you in the next challenge.